Hi, I'm Jennie Nash. I'm the founder and CEO of Author Accelerator, and I'd like to give you a tour inside our classroom and our program platform so you can see exactly what's going on in there and get a better sense of what it's all about. I'm going to minimize myself here on the camera, and I want to start with the syllabus for the course, so technically syllabi for the different courses, to just make sure you know exactly what's going on. The links for these will be available on the web page where you found this video, so you can download them and follow along. I'm going to start with the fiction syllabus. You can see on this document the expectations for the course are laid out, course materials, some optional materials, and the program outline. This gives a general sense of the curriculum. It certainly doesn't include everything, but it includes the pillars of the course. In part 1, we're looking at the fundamentals of book coaching, including how to give feedback, how to give emotional support, how to move a client to the goal that they seek, how to intake clients and identify red flag clients, the fundamental aspects of being a book coach. Part 2 is about starting a story from scratch using the blueprint framework that I've developed. And there are 14 steps in that framework that we walk you through. All of these lessons include, as it says here, practice exercises, case studies, worksheets, templates, guides, and more. I mean, not every lesson has every one of those. Most lessons have some of those. In part 3, you're now doing your first practicum, and that's coaching someone through the blueprint. You're going to be finding your own client because that is an important part of this work, is identifying the clients who are right for you and going out and finding them. We tell you how to do that. We give you swipe copy for putting out there that you can use. We support you every step of the way, but that's where you do your first practicum. In part 4 of the course, you're going to work on manuscript evaluation and learning ways to do that efficiently, as well as learning how to write an editorial letter in an effective way. I think book coaches can really help writers when we prioritize what we think they need to work on next in order to reach their goal. That's part of the project management aspect of being a book coach. And here is where you begin to really dial that in. In part 5, you'll be doing a practicum around manuscript evaluation and learning how to do that effectively and efficiently. Part 6 is about understanding the marketplace with an agent pitch. You're going to be doing agent research and helping a writer with their query letter and their pitch materials. This is important whether or not you intend to coach writers in a traditional publishing space. We want to know that you understand the marketplace and how this part of the market works. The third practicum is working with the client on their pitch materials and coming up with a pitch strategy. And then part 8, you apply for certification. This is a rough schedule of the way that the practicums might go. Some people like to go through the whole course and then go back and do their practicums. You can do whatever is right for you, keeping in mind that for the fiction course, there's a 9-month deadline in completing the work. The reason that we do that is that if we give you forever, you will take forever. We know this. We've had experience with this, and we want you to be learning how to get through this work efficiently and effectively, because that's going to be how you run a good book coaching business out in the real world. There's a little more information down here about the support that we offer during the program, which I'll show you some inside the platform where we support you in a moment, and also what happens after certification and the costs involved in that. The investment that you would make is laid out here quite clearly, as well as how to get started. Now I'm going to jump over to the nonfiction program syllabus. The nonfiction program follows a very similar structure to the fiction program, with one big difference. Every lesson in the nonfiction course is designed for nonfiction writers and has nonfiction examples and stories and elements to support you. But the big difference is here in Practicum 2. Instead of working on a manuscript, you're working on a book proposal. You'll be working with a writer who has developed a proposal and helping them move that proposal closer to being ready to pitch. So you'll be helping them evaluate, revise, and get that book proposal into better shape, including 2 sample chapters that you will be reviewing and editing. So that's the difference. Is Practicum 2 is quite different. The other elements and practicums are quite similar to what we just went through, and everything is laid out here on this syllabus. It's important to note that the nonfiction course is 9 months as well. If we jump over to the memoir course, this program is a 12-month course. So it's different from the other two. The other two have, I believe, 8 parts, and the memoir course has 11. So it takes a little longer, and I'll show you why it's longer and why it's more expensive. So it follows a similar structure to the others. And again, all the lessons are designed specifically for memoir. All the stories and things that I teach are designed specifically for memoir. But there are additional elements here in the memoir course. So this, oh look, that should be highlighted. I'm going to do that right now because that's going to bug me. Part 2 is something specific to the memoir course, which is understanding exactly what memoir is. Writers mean so many different things when they talk about memoir. And as a coach, you need to evaluate what they even mean when they say that they want to write memoir. So these lessons are all about that. They're also about decisions around coaching memoir, including decisions having to do with legal things, relationship things, and social things. So this is a really important lesson for memoir that is specific to it. You'll also work on a blueprint and learn how to work through the memoir blueprint with a client. But the extra parts in the memoir course are jumping over to using a fiction blueprint and jumping over to using a nonfiction blueprint. Because sometimes when clients are writing memoir, they're actually going to veer into fiction or they're going to veer into nonfiction. There's a crossroads that happens in memoir. And many times as a coach, you're helping your writer navigate that crossroads. So I wanted to make sure that students in the memoir course had access to the entire fiction blueprint and the entire nonfiction blueprint with examples of coaching memoir that veers in those directions. So these 2 parts are specific to memoir, and you get the entire blueprint lessons and examples from fiction and the entire blueprint lessons and examples from nonfiction and case studies for memoir. So there's a lot of content in there. Then you do your first practicum coaching the blueprint. Part 7 in the memoir course is taking someone from that blueprint to finish book proposal and finish manuscript. I teach lessons on how to develop a memoir book proposal because I think it's very important to know how to do that and to guide your writers to it should they need it. But practicum 2 is evaluating a complete manuscript. We absolutely ask you to evaluate the commercial viability of that project, and we ask you to look at a mini blueprint, which is a mini version of a book proposal. It includes similar elements, and we want to see you evaluating those so that we know that you understand the market viability of a project. Part 9 is the agent pitch, and Part 10 is practicum 3 around that agent pitch, and then applying for certification. All the same material that we talked about before is down here for the memoir course, and you can see that the memoir course is more expensive because it has so much more material and so much more support than the other 2. So that's an inside look at the 3 syllabi for the 3 different courses and how they differ. I hope that helps you sort out which one of the programs might be right for you. Now I'm going to take you inside Teachable, which is the platform where our course unfolds. This is the way that the memoir course looks. You come into the Teachable platform, and every course has the video attached to it, and you can click here as you, well, it's not doing it for me because I'm the administrator, as you complete each course. And it walks you step by step. These are all welcome videos that are guiding principles, key resources, how the course works, lessons on the criteria for certification, what to do if you need support. This is all the welcome. Then those lessons on the fundamentals of book coaching. We walk you through so many important things in these lessons, and you can see these are very robust. 55-minute video on the big 6 editing skills. It's 57 minutes on how to design an effective client intake process. 54 minutes on identifying client red flags. It's very meaty. There are a lot of bonus lessons, and I flag things as bonus lessons when they're not critical to being certified, but they may be things that would be useful to you to go back later to learn and understand if you have a client that you need help with or something comes up later in your business that's relevant to the bonus lesson. This is part 2 on understanding memoir definitions and decisions. Here's the blueprint for memoir with all 14 steps laid out here and lessons and examples for each one, including case studies where you get to see completed blueprints. This is the part of the memoir course where you get the fiction blueprint, the whole thing, and the nonfiction blueprint, the whole thing. Here's Practicum 1, where we walk you through setting yourself up for success, scheduling your practicum, evaluating the blueprint. We walk you through every step of the process of getting that practicum done. There's a self-evaluation you'll complete and then prepare your materials for submission. You save all those materials to submit at the end, but we want to make sure that you have them stored correctly so you're not wondering where everything is when it is time to submit for certification. Here is the part where you're going from blueprint to finished manuscript and book proposal on the memoir side. And you go through all of those lessons and then do Practicum 2. Then same thing, approaching the marketplace, all the lessons about navigating the path to publishing, the agent's role in the publishing universe, how to research agents, how to develop a pitch strategy, how to write a query letter, all the things. Then you do that third practicum, and then finally you're going to apply for certification. We show you how to go through all of that and exactly what to do. So I'm going to just go way to the beginning of this course and click on a lesson. This one, let's just say kind of a benign one about how you might be building your book coaching business before certification. In other words, should you be worrying about business? Should you be worrying about charging for things? And every lesson looks like this, where there's a video and a video transcript, which I'll click on to show you. So you're going to get all the words that I say. That's a searchable transcript for that video. If you want a video with captions, you can go below. There's an option in every lesson without captions and it's with captions and then without captions, so you can do what you prefer. So that's what each lesson looks like. And then what you have is a workbook. So here is the memoir certification workbook. And you'll see up here, it's 255 pages, you guys. There's a lot of content in here. You can jump to anything that you want. So that lesson we were just looking at is here. You jump to that lesson, there's the transcript again. If there's any link to a resource that you might need, it's going to be right here. And if there is any action step, it is going to be right there. So let me jump to a lesson that is very meaty. So 6 ways to edit more efficiently. There is a method that I teach called the SLICE method. There's a checklist for that. The stoplight strategy is another method for editorial letter development. The length of the video is laid out and the action steps, how long we estimate those will take. So this is determining your editorial EQ, which is how fast do you edit. So you follow these steps to use these tools to edit and time yourself. And then there's lessons on ways to improve your speed. And then there's a retest that you can take after you practice some more so that you can hopefully get faster, and then recommended resources for tracking your time. So that is what a robust lesson looks like. And some of these tools, for example, I'm just trying to find one that makes, this is a good one. The 5 core principles of providing emotional support. This is going to link out to a worksheet. There are dozens and dozens of worksheets. Some of them are for you. Some of them are for your writer. This one is one for you to share with your writer to help them build a universe of support, not get caught in the revision doom loop. And this is how they build out their universe of support. So that's the kind of thing that you're going to see throughout, is tools and links and things again for you and for your client. So the workbook is what you're working through, and then you jump over to the video for each of those lessons. So you're working through that teachable course and you're working with the workbook side by side. The workbook is a fantastic tool because it's living, it's breathing. If there's a broken link, you can tell us. There is a place to do that right here. And we keep it up to date and we keep it robust. Some people like to download the workbook, which is great. It's fine. Some people like to download the transcript. You can do whatever you like with these tools. Finally, I want to take you inside our Mighty Networks platform. This is where the community gathers. You see everything here because I see everything. But if you were a student in the fiction course, you would see the fiction and you'd have events here for upcoming events. The practicum prep session is once a month, and this one is ways away. Usually we have maybe 10 to 25 people attending live and others listen to the recording. You could submit your questions in advance and still get them answered on this session. And these are not just for people working on the practicum. They're for anybody at any point in the process of getting certified. They're great events with our certification team offering so much training and support and connecting people with each other. They're just wonderful. So those are the practicum prep sessions that are laid out there. Sometimes we'll have other pop-up events, such as we have town hall meetings twice a year. Sometimes we have special guests, but we try to have the students just focusing on what they are doing. All the past events are recorded. You can grab those here. And then if you have a question, you just put that here in Mighty Network. So here is a student with a question, and I answered that one. Other people jumped in to answer that one. Here's somebody looking to chat with somebody about something and folks jumping in. Here's somebody bringing up a topic on autofiction and a bunch of people answering. So any kind of question you have about the industry. Here's somebody offering writer friends who have folks that could serve as practicums. So that's a really awesome thing. I'm going to like that one. It just happened an hour ago. But that kind of kindness happens a lot in our program. You can also put yourself forward as a practicum client if you so choose. So this is a thing I asked for. This is a thing, looks like somebody's a little confused and folks jumped in to answer. So this is if you're confused, if you have something you want to learn about, if you need more information on something. And then I want to show you, once you're certified, this is what Tier 2 looks like, is folks offering help, folks planning different podcasts, wanting input, folks looking for, Stuart is one of our certification team members who checks in every Friday on goals. And you can see there's always a lot of love for people who are meeting their goals. The coaches have the opportunity to pitch different things. That comes up. And all kinds of questions happen in here. You can tag the certification team. That's Margaret and Stuart and Aaron. You can tag me. I'm trying to find one where somebody tagged me. But that's what the Mighty Networks platform looks like. And it is a fantastic resource. I'm going to come back down here live. So you can see that you have the teachable course with the videos. You have the workbook with all of the worksheets and the links and the transcripts and everything that you need, walking you through step by step what to do for the lessons and the practicum. Then you have the community space where you can connect with people, ask questions, say you're confused, say you want to celebrate something, say you're nervous, anything like that all happens in Mighty Networks. So that's a sneak peek inside the course. It kind of went longer than I expected, but it's a meaty course. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to learn, but I wanted you to have a sense of exactly what it looks and feels like inside. And if you still have any questions, please reach out to us at contact@authoraccelerator.com, and we will be sure to try to get your questions answered.